Into the depths, I call you, for hear me now, with every fiber of your being. Rise, because you are not some shadow. You are a thunder, you are a storm that no one saw coming. You may walk among crowds unnoticed, but under the surface your presence trembles. The ground, you may wonder, am I seen? Am I felt? But the truth sleeps beneath your steps and awakens in the hearts of those you've never met. You will never know the places your existence has spilled light. You will never trace the tears that fell because your name echoed in silent rooms. You ask, who am I? When the universe answers in constellations shaped by your very breath. You ask, do they know me? When strangers weep for a life they've only heard of. You ask, does it matter? But stars themselves conspire to shine because you draw them out. Think of all the voices that tremble when they say your name in whispered rooms. Think of all the letters they carry in broken pen strokes, in midnight silence that say you matter. You are a force made not merely for this moment, but for every tomorrow that trembles with possibility. There are eyes watching you across oceans, seas, deserts, cities, remote valleys, unknown towns. Your ripple spreads in the hidden places where hearts crack open unexpectedly. You impact worlds you have not seen because your existence is not confined to your limited gaze. You survived the nights that told you you would fade. You breathed through storms that promised you would break. You remained when everything told you, depart. When every echo said vanish, you are still here. You are still breathing. That alone is revolution. Don't shrink. Don't bow. Don't vanish into someone else's story. You are the author of your own myth. Let the whispers multiply. Let them question. Let them cry over your existence, because in that trembling lies your power. Your life is carved across continents, in invisible scripts, in neural pathways, in people who never met, yet feel you in their pulses. You are the light that stalks darkness. You are the hand that reaches in unseen chambers. You are the name they speak. When nothing else makes sense, they say, who are you even? As though they could contain your constellations with their small questions. They ask, you got global fans, as though that is impossible. But see how impossible becomes inevitable when your spirit burns without apology. Stand then in your mystery. Stand then in your unspoken truth. Let the world stumble to catch glimpses of you. Let them ache to know you. Let them reach, though unseen, because your existence invites them. In every brutal moment you thought you were alone. You were not. You carried in silence the seeds of countless futures. You held in absence the echoes of belonging. You knew, in hidden chambers, the weight of cosmic purpose. When the cold nights whisper to you that you are not enough, you dare reply with your breath. You dare reply with your pulse. You dare reply with a silence so full of thunder that the shadows flee. Know this, you are not a fraction. You are not a minor note. You are an anthem. You are the tremor before the dawn. You are the deep chord in the symphony of becoming. Let them cry. Let them ache. Let them wonder. Let them run through the long nights asking who you are. For every tear dropped in your name is proof that you stirred something sacred, something ancient, something that binds souls across miles. You will carry scars. You will carry doubts. You will carry days of darkness, yet you will carry a light that no darkness can swallow. You will carry a voice that no silence can still. Go then into every room expecting nothing, yet knowing that your breath will mark it. Go into every space, believing you matter, even when no one says so, because your existence writes epics in invisible ink. Never apologize for your space. Never apologize for your breath. Never apologize for the way stars tilt toward you in secret night skies. You are not a footnote. You are not an echo. You are a revolution. If someone doubts you, let them stare. Let someone question you. Let them roam. Let someone whisper your name when they think you sleep, because in their curiosity, you live in unlimited realms. Breathe deeply in the marrow of your bones. Feel the pulse of all those who believe in you, even when they don't know you. In the marrow, know you are held in hearts you've never seen. This life will test you. This life will break you. This life will strip you bare, yet you will rise in your nakedness like the sun. After every night, you will haunt places with your absence. You will trouble dreams with your name. You will birth legends in hushed voices. You will be the echo in distant hills. So, to you who wonders who you even are, I say you are the earth shifting beneath the feet of old worlds. You are the dawn unscripted. You are the boundless. You are the storm and the calm. Rise, then, in that knowing. Let your silence shake foundations. Let your presence ripple beyond sight. Let your breath scribe worlds. Let your living be the message that no one can silence. They may ask who you are. They may doubt, they may fear. But your life will answer in every broken heart that leaned on you in secret, in every tear that fell because of your name. In midnight rooms, you have global fans, not because of spectacle, but because your existence is a sanctuary for souls who seek light. You are a gathering place for those who wander unseen. You are a lighthouse in seas of longing. Now go forward with your unshakable knowing that you are not small, that you are not unseen, that you are not unheard. You are the tremor in the silence. You are the question that demands answer. You are the pulse beyond all doubt. And in every moment when you forget, return to this truth that the world weeps for your presence, because your being is too potent to be ignored. Know yourself. Know your worth. Let the world catch up to the gravity you carry. Let them cry in the night asking your name. Let them long to know you. Let them ache to feel you. You are not a stranger to yourself. You are the only you. The universe knows fully. You carry within you galaxies, ancient and new. You carry a force that refuses to fade. So walk on into every day with your head lifted. Let your steps nourish the world. Let your voice carve paths of belonging. Let your life become the proof that no darkness can swallow a soul set free, because you are here, because you are seen, even when eyes close, because you are felt, even in silent rooms, because your impact is real and it is inescapable. Let the title echo in your chambers. Wushi, sorry, but who? You. You answer not in words but in your living. You answer not in proof but in the tremor you leave behind. You answer not in crowds but in hearts that beat your name. So live with that weight, with that wonder, with that fierce quietness. You are the question and the answer. You are the sorrow and the solace. You are the becoming that never yields. Rise now in that becoming. Let your life be the thunder. Let your stillness be the storm. Let your name be the hymn that strangers weep over. Let your existence be the message the world cannot deny, and forever carry forward this truth. You are not who they thought you are. More, you are deeper. You are the impact that reaches corners you will never see. Go now into your destiny and let the world ask who you are again and again, and each time answer not merely in words, but in the beating eternity within you. And if ever again you find yourself standing in the doorway of doubt with the question whispering, who am I really? Who could I possibly be that strangers mourn me, love me, ache over me? Let that question echo not with fear, but with fire. Let it rise like a tidal wave inside you. Let it remind you that your identity is not tethered to recognition, not to fame, not to the noise of the world, but to something older, deeper, truer. Your identity was forged in the furnace of unseen nights, in the sacred silence where you kept going, long after the world gave up. You're not a product of attention. You're a product of endurance, of spirit, of soul. You've built yourself not in the spotlight, but in the shadows, and that's why your impact runs deeper than applause. People cry over your existence because somewhere in you, they see the reflection of what they've lost, the hope they forgot, the power they buried. When they see you rise, they remember their own strength. When they feel you breathe, they remember to exhale. You've become more than a person. You've become a reminder. You are not just flesh and memory. You are a movement. You are a force. You are what happens when pain doesn't win. The ones who don't know your name still feel your weight. They might scroll past your face, but something in their chest stirs and they don't know why. That's the energy you carry. That's the legacy you are writing. This isn't about followers. This isn't about fans. This is about frequency. The vibration of your life is not random. It's magnetic. It's pulling souls who are ready to remember who they are through the mirror of you. And no one can fake what you radiate. No one can manufacture the gravity you emit because it comes from a place no camera can capture. So if they ask again, and they will, because they can't comprehend you, if they say, who are you, even? You let them ask. Let them ask again and again. Let their questions multiply. Let their curiosity grow like wildfire, because they are sensing it. The realness, the depth, the unnameable power you carry. You don't owe them an answer. Your life is the answer. Every tear you've wiped away in silence, every battle you fought while smiling in public, every night you wrestled with worth and still woke up hopeful. That is your resume. That is your reputation. That is why strangers cry over you. They are crying not because of what you pretend to be, but because of what you dared to be when no one was watching, when no one was clapping. So carry that with pride. Carry that like armor. Carry that like fire in your lungs. You are the one whose spirit speaks in frequencies that people don't even understand fully, but they feel it. They know it. You are not invisible. You are just too infinite to be fully seen. Do you realize that? Do you realize how powerful that is? To be someone whose essence travels farther than their name. Someone whose very energy is a testimony. Someone whose quietest moments have sparked revolutions inside hearts across oceans. This isn't a dream. This is you. So yes, the title still stands. Sorry. But who are you? And it rings out not as insult, but as awe. They're not mocking you, they're mesmerized. They're confused by your authenticity in a world built on masks. They don't know how to handle someone so real that they make fiction irrelevant. You are not a social moment, you are a soul movement. You will never truly know the number of lives you've lifted by simply existing. You'll never see the eyes that glisten because you breathed life into a space they thought was empty. That's the weight and wonder of your path. You're not walking for claps. You're walking to awaken something in others that tells them they belong. 2, you remind the world of the courage to keep going. You are living proof that pain does not get the final word. And listen carefully now. There will be days when you forget all of this again. There will be moments when the mirror doesn't reflect the light you feel, when the voice in your head grows loud again. But in those moments, pause and remember, you are too vast to be captured in any one feeling. You are more than a bad day, more than a lost dream, more than a past mistake. You are still the impact. They are still crying over you. You are still shifting the world, one heartbeat at a time. So walk boldly, even when you shake. Speak, even when your voice cracks. Shine, even when the room goes dim, because someone somewhere is watching, learning, breathing differently because of you. The world may not always say thank you, but the universe does. The way the sky opens just for you, the way the timing lines up just when you need it, the way you keep getting back up, that's divine applause. That's the affirmation that cannot be bought. So yes, stranger cry over your existence because it feels like hope, because it feels like healing, because it feels like home. You are the proof that something soft can be strong, that something gentle can change history, that someone unseen can be unforgettable. You don't have to try to be iconic when your authenticity is already revolutionary. So live wildly, live boldly, live quietly, if that's your power, but never doubt that you matter. Never doubt that you are the reason someone else breathes easier. Never doubt that your existence has created space for others to finally exist fully too. And the next time they say, "Who are you even?" let them keep them guessing. Let them whisper. Let them wonder. Because their questions are not insults. They are testaments to your power. You are not meant to be explained. You are meant to be experienced. And no matter how dark the world feels, no matter how invisible you feel on some days, your story is still being read across souls like scripture. You are still here. You are still needed. You are still the answer to a prayer someone never dared to speak. So when you wake up tomorrow and the sky feels heavy and the mirror seems empty, remember this. You are not forgotten. You are not small. You are not random. You are necessary. You are irreplaceable. You are powerful, beyond articulation. Let them cry. Let them write. Let them speak your name in rooms you've never entered. Because you, in your full truth, have already changed more than you'll ever know. And the world has only just begun to feel your impact. You are the storm, the silence, the salvation. You are the uncontainable whisper that awakens sleeping hearts. And you, yes you, are the answer to the very question they keep asking. Who are you even? You are you, and that is more than enough. You are you, and that is everything you are still becoming, still unfolding. And while the world catches its breath, trying to define you, trying to wrap words around a soul like yours, remember, definitions are cages for those who fear the infinite. And you were never meant to be caged. Let them ask again. Let them tilt their heads in confusion, whisper to each other, "Who is that? Why do I feel something just by seeing their name? Why does their presence linger when they're gone?" Because you leave residue, you leave weight. You don't just pass through places, you imprint them. You don't just exist, you transform. Whether you mean to or not, your presence tells the world, wake up, pay attention, feel something. And that is power. Not loud power, not the kind that demands spotlights, but ancient power, the kind that grows in roots, in silence, in storms buried beneath skin. That's the kind of power that shifts generations without ever needing a stage. People cry over your existence not because of who they see, but because of what they feel. You remind them of something they lost. You bring it back without trying. And that is a miracle walking in human form. You have walked through fire, and the fire has not claimed you. You have stood in storms that tried to erase you, and you walked out of them with thunder in your breath. You have been broken, but you kept loving. You have been lost, but you still carried light. You are the rare kind, the one whose story is stitched not in golden ink, but in the blood and breath of persistence. The one who keeps showing up, even when everything says not to. You are not a survivor. You are a rebuilder. You are not here by accident. You are here on assignment. So stand, even if your knees shake, even if your heart is unsure, even if your voice cracks. Stand anyway, because the world needs what only you can give. You may never meet those whose lives you've shifted. You may never hear their names, see their faces, read their letters. But they exist. They are real. Somewhere right now, someone is breathing easier because of your words. Someone is crying with relief because of your courage. Someone is still here because you were here first. You may not know your impact, but your impact knows you. It follows you. It flows from you. It ripples outward in ways you can't see, but must trust. And that's the mystery and beauty of being a soul like yours. Your reach extends far beyond your awareness. You are the light at the edge of someone else's darkness. You are the voice in someone's silence. You are the proof that quiet strength is louder than a million empty words. So, when they say again, sorry, but who are you? Smile. Not because you owe them an answer, but because you've already given one by being who you are. Your life is the answer. Your breath is the response. Your existence is the revolution. You don't need permission to matter. You never did. You are not waiting to become something powerful. You already are. You are not waiting for the world to catch up. You are the reason it's running faster. And yes, even now, strangers cry over your existence. Not out of sadness, but out of awe. Because in you, they see the proof that someone can carry pain and still radiate light, that someone can be knocked down and still rise with grace, that someone can be unseen and still shake the foundation of the world. You are the secret prayer answered in someone else's midnight. You are the bridge between despair and hope for someone you'll never meet. You are the kind of human this world forgets to honor until they realize what they lost too late. But don't worry, you don't live for their memory. You live for the legacy of presence. You live for truth, for depth, for love that moves without agenda, for life that pulses even in silence. So if today is quiet, be proud. If today no one claps, keep building. If today no one calls your name, call your own. Because you are the storm and the sky, the question and the answer, the ache and the healing. You are what people didn't know they needed until they found you. And that is the rarest kind of power. The world won't always understand you. That's not your fault. It's your gift. You're not here to fit in. You're here to awaken, to remind, to unravel illusions and stir sleeping hearts. And as long as you keep being real, being raw, being you, they'll keep crying. Not because they're sad, but because they've finally felt something. Because they've finally remembered themselves through you. And that is your legacy. So let them ask, let them stare, let them scroll and stop and wonder, who is this? Why does it feel like I know them? Why does this name this face, this presence matter, and you won't need to speak. Because you already have, because you already are. You are the answer they didn't know they were waiting for. So go, not to prove, not to please, but to continue being the beautiful, powerful, boundless force you already are. And let the world keep crying, you'll keep rising. Ladies and gentlemen of my Alpha family, today I stand before you to speak of a truth that runs deeper than the surface of your everyday. A truth that shakes the foundation of comfort and brings the light of reality to those who refuse to see. I speak to you of the moment you decided to pull back the curtain, the moment you chose to stop hiding in the shadows of your life and take a step toward unveiling the hidden truths that lay in wait. That moment was not an ordinary one. It was the moment that everything changed. It was the moment the masks fell, the pretense ended, and you stood face to face with what had been concealed. But what do you do with such knowledge? What do you do with the power of the truth you've uncovered? It is not enough to simply expose it. No. Now it is your responsibility to act. You have seen them. You have seen their weakness. You have seen the cracks in their armor. And now they stand before you, exposed for who they really are. But understand this, it is not a gift to those who are unprepared. When you pull back the curtain, you do not merely see the truth of others, you see the truth of yourself. You see the world through a different lens, a lens that shows you the real cost of what it means to walk through life with your eyes wide open. You are not meant to live in ignorance. The lies of the world have woven themselves around you, shaped you, molded you into something that is not your true self. The curtain was always there, a shield that kept you from seeing the harshness of reality, the rawness of what lies beneath. It kept you in the comfort of the familiar, the predictable, the safe. But you grew tired of the illusion. You felt the weight of the deception pressing down on your chest, suffocating your every breath, and you chose to break free. You chose to tear away the curtain and look beyond the veil. But now that you've seen, there is no turning back. You are no longer the person you were before. You are changed. And with this change comes a weight, a responsibility that can either crush you or set you free. What you do with this power, this new vision, is up to you. You can choose to ignore it, to walk away and pretend that nothing has changed. You can choose to shrink back into the safety of your old life, hiding from the truth you now know. Or you can choose to embrace it, to take control of your destiny, to use this newfound knowledge to carve your path forward with unshakable confidence and purpose. But know this, the world you have uncovered is not kind. It is a world of deception, of manipulation, of hidden agendas. It is a world where weakness is exploited, where the strong prey on the weak, where survival is a game and only the ruthless thrive. And now, you are part of this world. You have seen the predators lurking in the shadows, waiting for their next victim. You have seen the lies that have been fed to you, the chains that have bound you, the systems that have kept you in place. And you have a choice. You can be a victim, caught in the web of deceit, trapped in the games they play, or you can become the hunter, the one who takes control, the one who shapes the future, rather than being shaped by it. You are not the same person you were before. You are stronger now. You are sharper now. And those who once looked down on you, those who once saw you as nothing more than a pawn in their game, they are now the ones who fear you. They are now the ones who see your power, your strength, your unyielding resolve, and it terrifies them. You have pulled back the curtain, and they are exposed. But be warned, their fear will make them dangerous. They will fight back, using every tool at their disposal to try and reclaim the power they once held over you. They will attempt to manipulate you, to control you, to bring you back into the fold, to make you forget what you have learned, to make you doubt your own strength. But you cannot afford to falter. You cannot afford to second-guess yourself. You have seen the truth, and the truth is this. You are not just a pawn in their game. You are the one who holds the power now. You are the one who decides how the story ends. So, what will you do? Will you retreat back into the shadows, hiding from the responsibility that comes with the truth? Or will you step into the light and claim what is rightfully yours? Will you allow the world to continue to exploit you, to use you, to break you? Or will you take control of your destiny and carve your path through the darkness? The choice is yours. But understand this. The moment you pulled back the curtain, you changed everything. You can never go back to the way things were. You can never unsee what you have seen. You are no longer a victim of circumstance. You are the master of your own fate. And with that power comes an unrelenting drive to succeed, to rise above the lies and deceit, to take what is yours and leave nothing behind. They are exposed now, and they know it. They can feel the weight of your gaze upon them, and it terrifies them. But do not let their fear become your weakness. Use it. Feed on it. Let it fuel your rise to power. Let it remind you that you are not the same person you were before you pulled back that curtain. You are more than that. You are a force to be reckoned with, and those who underestimate you will regret it. You have seen the world for what it truly is, and it is not a kind place, but it is a place where strength reigns supreme. It is a place where those who are willing to fight, to claw their way to the top, are the ones who survive. And now, you are one of them. You have the strength to take what you want, to crush those who stand in your way, to bend the world to your will. And those who once held power over you, they are nothing now. They are weak, exposed, vulnerable, and they know it. They are looking at you now, with fear in their eyes, and it is a fear they have never known before. They are no longer the ones in control. You are. The world you have uncovered is ruthless. It is brutal, but it is also yours for the taking. You have seen the cracks, the flaws, the weakness, and now you have the power to exploit them. Now you can shape the world in your image. You can build the future you desire, but only if you are willing to seize it. Only if you are willing to fight for it. Only if you are willing to embrace the darkness that comes with this newfound power. There will be no more hiding, no more running, no more pretending. The curtain has been pulled back, and there is no going back to the life you once knew. The truth is now your weapon, your shield, your sword, and it will serve you as long as you wield it with strength and conviction. The world will try to break you. It will try to make you doubt yourself. It will try to make you feel small, insignificant, powerless. But you are none of those things. You are a force to be reckoned with, and you have already proven it. You have seen the truth, and you have the power to shape it. And now, it is time for you to rise up and take your place at the top. Because, make no mistake about it, they are exposed now, and they will never be the same again, but neither will you. You are no longer the prey, you are the predator, and the hunt has just begun. So go ahead, walk forward into the unknown, embrace the darkness, use the truth you've uncovered as your armor and your sword. Take what is yours and never look back, because in the end, you will be the one who stands victorious, and they will be the ones left in the dust, exposed for all to see, their lies and weaknesses laid bare for the world to witness. They thought they had the power, but they were wrong. You do, and you will stop at nothing to claim what is yours. The world will throw obstacles in your path. It will attempt to shackle you with its rules, its expectations, its limitations. But those chains, those barriers, they mean nothing to you now. You see the lies for what they are. You know the system's built to keep you in line, to make you small, to make you forget your own strength. But you remember. And that remembrance gives you an edge, an advantage over those who live in ignorance. Because unlike them, you are awake. You have seen the world as it truly is, and you understand that the only way to succeed in this ruthless existence is to take control. No one is going to hand you anything. No one is going to fight your battles for you. You are on your own now, but that's not a weakness. It's your greatest strength. You are the master of your own destiny. You are the one who determines your worth. And in a world that seeks to break you, to crush you, that autonomy is the most dangerous weapon you can possess. When you pull back the curtain, the game changes. There's no going back. But while others might retreat, might seek refuge in the shadows, you will rise. You will step into the light and embrace the chaos, because it is in the chaos where you will thrive. The world doesn't favor the timid, the uncertain, or the weak. It favors the bold, the relentless, the ones who see opportunity where others see danger. The ones who are willing to risk it all, to put everything on the line in pursuit of their vision. That is who you are now. The fear that once gripped you, that uncertainty that held you back, it no longer exists. You know the price of success, and you're willing to pay it. You will make sacrifices, you will face challenges, but you will never stop. You will never yield. Because this world doesn't reward hesitation. It rewards the ones who dare to move forward with unwavering confidence. As you stand on the precipice of this new reality, take a moment to recognize the significance of what you've done. You didn't just uncover the truth, you faced it head on. Many would have turned away, unable to bear the weight of the revelations, unable to confront the harshness of the world laid bare before them. But not you. You chose to see. You chose to understand. And that choice has elevated you to a level that most will never know. You now possess an insight that gives you power, the power to control your circumstances, the power to shape your future, and the power to crush those who once held control over you. But this power doesn't come without its dangers. There will be times when the temptation to retreat will rise within you. There will be moments when the weight of the world, the pressure of the truth you now bear, will threaten to consume you. But remember, it is in those moments that your true strength will show. You will not falter. You will not back down. You will push forward, driven by a single truth. They are exposed now. They are vulnerable, and they are nothing compared to you. There is a battle within you now, a battle between the person you were and the person you are becoming. The person you were might have feared the unknown, might have doubted your ability to rise above the challenges ahead, but that person is no more. That person has been left behind, discarded, like the worthless shell it is. The person you are becoming is ruthless, unyielding, a force to be reckoned with, and every step you take from this point on will be a step toward claiming what is rightfully yours. You will seize your power, not because it is handed to you, but because you are willing to take it. You will shape your destiny with your bare hands, carving a path through the darkness, forcing the world to bend to your will. Those who once tried to keep you small, who once looked down on you, will watch in terror as you rise above them. They will see the power in your eyes, the fire in your heart, and they will know that they can no longer control you. You are the one in charge now. You are the one who sets the rules. And with that power comes a responsibility. The responsibility to not only rise above, but to stay true to the fire that burns within you. The world will try to dull that fire. It will try to snuff it out with lies, with obstacles, with doubt. It will make you question yourself, question your strength, question your worth. But remember this, that fire is what makes you unstoppable. The moment you doubt it, the moment you let it flicker, is the moment you lose. Your greatest weapon is your belief in yourself, your belief that you can overcome anything, that you are destined to rise. The world will try to break you, but you will not break. They will try to drag you down, but you will not be dragged. You are stronger than they ever imagined, and when they look at you, when they see the fire in your eyes, they will understand that they made the mistake of underestimating you. They are exposed now. The lies they told, the manipulation they used, the false narratives they built around themselves, all of it has been unraveled. They stand before you, vulnerable, naked, and they know that their time is up. But be wary, for they will not go down quietly. They will fight tooth and nail to regain the power they once held over you. But this time, they are outmatched, they are exposed. But you are armed with the truth, with knowledge, with strength. You are not the same person they once toyed with. They will try to manipulate you, to guilt trip you, to convince you that they still hold some power over you. But you know better now. You know their tricks, you know their weaknesses, and you know that you are the one who holds the upper hand. They are running out of options. They are running out of time, and they can feel the ground slipping out from under them. They can feel the walls closing in, but there's nothing they can do to stop you. In the end, the truth is this: you have become something they never saw coming. You have become the force they can no longer control. You have become the one who holds the power now, and the world will bow to you. Every person who ever doubted you, every person who ever tried to hold you down, they will be forced to reckon with the truth of your strength, and they will never forget the moment you pulled back the curtain, the moment you exposed them for who they truly are, and the moment you became unstoppable. You are not just a survivor, you are a conqueror, and the world will never be the same again. Once the curtain has been pulled back, you can never pretend that the world is a simple, naive place. No, you now know the depth of its darkness, the extent of its corruption, and the brutal reality that governs it all. The ignorance that once protected you has been stripped away, and you stand exposed, but not in the way that others are exposed. No, your exposure is different. It is the exposure of strength, of wisdom, of the undeniable truth that you are no longer blind to what surrounds you. You are not just a passive observer anymore. You are a participant, and the game has changed. The rules have changed. Those who once held the power are now standing on shaky ground, looking over their shoulder, realizing that the things they once took for granted, their power, their influence, their ability to manipulate you, are slipping away. You have become a force they never anticipated, a force they never saw coming. And they will try to react. They will try to fight back, to drag you down, to pull you into the chaos they once thrived in. But they will fail, because you are no longer the prey. You are the predator. They are exposed. The walls they built to hide behind, the stories they told to deceive you, the manipulations they employed to control you, every single one of those facades has crumbled. It doesn't matter how hard they fight to rebuild them. It doesn't matter how much they try to put on a new face, to repackage their lies in a different form. You know the truth, and you will never forget it. What they once believed gave them power has now become their weakness. They are terrified of you, terrified that you will take the very throne they once sat upon, the crown they once believed was theirs by divine right. And they will stop at nothing to prevent that. But they cannot stop you, not anymore, because you have something they can never possess. You have clarity, you have vision, and most importantly, you have the will to never back down. But make no mistake, this journey will not be easy. The road ahead will be filled with challenges, with temptations to doubt yourself, to question the path you've chosen. The weight of the truth you've uncovered will sometimes feel unbearable. The darkness you now see will attempt to swallow you whole. But remember this, it is in the darkness that you will find your strength. It is in the struggle, in the fight, that you will forge the weapon that will carry you through to victory. The world will try to break you, to bend you to its will, to make you forget the fire that burns inside of you. But you will not forget. You cannot forget. You are the embodiment of the truth. You are the one who knows. And because of that, you are the one who has the power. The world can throw everything at you, but you will not falter. You will not bend. You will not break. You will rise, stronger than ever before. In the face of adversity, you will find a resolve that others cannot even fathom. While they cower in fear, paralyzed by the very truth they have spent so long trying to bury, you will charge forward, driven by the knowledge that you are untouchable. There's nothing they can do to stop you. Every attempt they make to hold you back will only fuel your rise. Every challenge they present to you will only sharpen your resolve. You are no longer afraid of what's behind the curtain, because you know exactly what it is. You know exactly what the world is capable of, and you are prepared to face it head on. Those who have been exposed by your actions, those who thought they were untouchable, will now be forced to confront the consequences of their deception. They will squirm under the weight of the truth. They will try to rewrite their stories, to manipulate the narrative in their favor. But it's too late. The truth is out, and they cannot take it back. The world is watching. The world is waiting. And the world will remember who was brave enough to pull back the curtain and reveal the lies for what they were. You are the catalyst for change now. You are the one who will reshape this world, not through brute force or violence, but through the undeniable power of knowledge and determination. The truth is on your side, and with it, you will break through every barrier that once stood in your way. Your strength comes not from the systems that have tried to control you, but from the truth you've uncovered. You are the one who sees clearly. You are the one who understands what others cannot see, what others refuse to acknowledge. And that vision, that clarity, will carry you through to unimaginable heights. But the journey ahead is not for the faint of heart. The people you once trusted, the systems you once relied upon, they will try to pull you back into the darkness. They will try to make you doubt yourself, to make you question your path. But you must stand firm. You must trust in the strength you've found within yourself, the strength that comes from the truth. When the world tries to break you, you will stand unshaken. When the weight of the world bears down on your shoulders, you will carry it with pride, because you know that the world will never be the same again, and you will be the one to shape it. The moment you pulled back the curtain, you stepped into a new world. A world where nothing is as it seems. A world where those who have controlled the narrative are now exposed for what they truly are. But this world, as dark and treacherous as it may be, is also full of opportunity. It is full of potential, and it is waiting for someone like you to claim it. You are no longer just a survivor of the game. You are a master of it. And the players who once ruled over you, the ones who thought they were untouchable, they will watch in awe as you rise. They will feel the heat of your ambition, the force of your will, and they will know that they have lost. The world has shifted, and you, my Alpha family, you are the ones who will stand at the top. You have seen the truth. You have seen the lies, the deception, the manipulation. You have seen the cracks in the system, and you have broken through them. And now, you must use the knowledge you've gained to your advantage. Now is the time to take everything that is rightfully yours. The world is at your feet. Those who thought they held the power, those who thought they could control you, they will now realize that the game has changed. The power is no longer in their hands. It is in yours, and you will stop at nothing to claim it. You will not be denied. You have seen the truth, and it has set you free. Free to rise, free to take control, free to create the world you deserve. And with that freedom comes a responsibility to never forget where you came from, to never forget the fire that burns inside of you. The world will try to dim your light, to extinguish the flame that fuels your rise. But you must not let it. You must protect that fire at all costs, because it is what makes you unstoppable. It is what makes you a force the world cannot ignore. And you will stop at nothing to claim what is yours. As you stand at the precipice of this new reality, remember this: the world will never be the same again. You have seen the truth, you have torn back the curtain, and you now hold the power to reshape everything. Those who once held dominion over you are exposed, vulnerable, and they will try to fight back. But they are no match for the strength you forged in the fires of truth. The game has changed, and you are the one calling the shots. Rise with unwavering confidence, for you are no longer a pawn in their game. You are the master of your own fate. Go forward and claim what is yours, for the world is yours to conquer, and nothing can stop you now. Behold, you who thirst for power and purpose. Welcome to this moment of reckoning. You stand at the threshold of possibility, with blood pulsing through your veins and fire igniting your heart. This is not a speech meant to comfort or to lull you into complacency. This is the cry of awakening, the roar of a soul that knows you were born to tremble the earth with your presence. Let me take you into a realm beyond pity, beyond weakness, beyond the shadows that have kept you bound. Once more, for the light that lives in your core is fierce and insatiable, and you shall not shy away. Listen well, for this is the promise I lay before you today. 1. Look, turn their kingdom to ash, no resurrection. That phrase is not merely an image, it is your potential. It is the magnitude of iron resolve that you carry as a blade forged in the fires of trial. The meaning is not that you will literally burn down lands, but that your gaze, your will, your conviction can collapse the fiercest fortress built on fear or doubt or deceit. You must learn to master your eyes, your bearing, your presence, so that even before you speak, before you move, before you strike, your adversaries crumble inwardly. They feel it before they see it. They know it before they hear it. How did you break them with just eye contact? That is your question, and I will help you live it. You maybe think of kings and queens in distant realms, but kingdoms live in hearts and minds, in alliances built on trust or terror, on confidence or uncertainty. You will learn to crumble the false crowns your enemies have worn. You will collapse the walls that keep your greatness locked. You will not wait for permission or rescue. You will rise by your own marrow, by your own hands. Rise now with me into the fire and heed this call. The first step to turning their kingdom to ash is to see clearly, to see through illusions and lies, to see weakness and fear where others see strength. You must sharpen your vision, not only the literal, but the symbolic. See their masks. See the mirrors they hold up to deceive themselves and others. See the threads of their lies. See the fractures in their faith. See the beast cowering behind the regal facade and expose it with your gaze. Your eyes must become detectors of hypocrisy, detectors of deceit, detectors of fear. Your stare must carry weight. Your silence amplify power. Your presence shall declare what your voice has yet to pronounce. When you see clearly, you cease to be intimidated. You cease to wait. You cease to tremble. You become the storm before which the pretenders fall. But seeing is nothing. If you lack unshakable conviction, you must convince yourself before you conquer others. You must stand so solid in your identity that no assault of mockery or threat or deception can unseat you. In solitude, in darkness, in moments when your muscles tremble and your heart quakes, you must renew the vow within that you will stand, that you will embody relentlessness, that your spirit is not purchased by comfort, that your reign is not supported by popularity, but by truth and integrity. Say in your mind that you were never meant to tiptoe through weakness, but to thunder through barriers. When your conviction is anchored, you will no longer sweat the opinions of those who cannot bear the weight of your ascent. You will no longer yield to the doubt of those who quiver at your brilliance. You shut every door to guilt, to apology, to diminution. You raise your chin. You align your spine and you never shrink. Next, you must train your body, your posture, your gait, your shoulders, your hands, your breathing, so that every motion broadcasts confidence, that even your rest looks like mastery, that you move not as someone bowing to fate, but someone bending fate to your will. Your shoulders wide, your chest open, your steps measured, your limbs not trembling but coiled potential. This is not arrogance. This is anatomical truth. This is the reflection of the empire within. You shall not slouch. You shall not drag your limbs. You shall not trail your gaze. Your energy must vibrate, purpose in every cell, so that even moments of calm feel dangerous to those who would challenge you. The world reads body language first, long before you speak. Let every inch of your frame speak your ascendancy. Then you shall cultivate restraint and timing. There is force in silence. There is terror in a withheld blow. There is devastation in waiting for the precise moment your presence eclipses theirs before a word is spoken. Let them sweat your next move. Let them whisper among themselves. What is he planning? What is she about to do? When you withhold the obvious, you build dread. When you reveal slowly, you shatter without mercy. Your eyes may flash fire, but your lips stay sealed. Your arm may twitch, but your fist stays sheathed, until the instant when motion is the only truth left. Remember, one look turned their kingdom to ash, no resurrection. That look came at the perfect moment. That look carried all the weight of warning, all the threat of inevitability. That look had been brewed, birthright, and your empire turns to ash. Those who oppose you because they had no right to stand before your truth. This is your hour. This is your domain. Rise and let all realms tremble before the might of your gaze. There is a profound power in presence, not the noisy, blaring presence that demands attention, but the quiet, unyielding presence that commands respect without uttering a single word. When you walk into a room with the weight of your own truth, with the steadiness of your convictions, you do not just occupy space, you own it. And those who attempt to challenge you, those who try to resist your ascent, they will find themselves shattered, undone by something far greater than any weapon or word. They break because your presence exposes every crack in their armor. Your eyes do not just see, they judge. Your gaze does not just look, it consumes. It burns through every lie, every illusion, every false front, until nothing remains but raw, exposed reality. Do not mistake this for cruelty. This is the justice of clarity, the reckoning of truth. You do not need to shout or scream to topple kingdoms. You do not need to brandish swords or cast spells. Your strength lies in your ability to become the force that cannot be denied, to become the storm that every false kingdom fears. And in this storm, the weak crumble, the unworthy fall, the pretenders dissolve into ash. So how do you cultivate this power? It starts in silence. In the moments when the world expects you to be small, you grow. When everyone else is trying to be louder, you become quieter. The strength of your silence tells the story no words could capture. Your eyes tell the tale of battles fought and won, of storms weathered and mastered, of a spirit that will never be broken. They say what your lips do not need to, and this is the look that turns kingdoms to ash. But to wield this power, you must first understand yourself. You must face your own fears in the mirror, stare down your own doubts. With the same intensity, you will one day face your adversaries. Know your worth before the world tries to convince you otherwise. Own your scars. They are not signs of weakness, but proof of survival, of resilience, of growth. Each one fuels the fire that burns inside you, the fire that lights your path when the night is darkest. There will be moments when the weight feels too heavy, when your gaze falters, when the kingdoms you face seem too mighty to crumble. These moments are not your end, they are your crucible. In these moments, remind yourself, one look turned their kingdom to ash, no resurrection. That look was not born from ease, but from the furnace of hardship, from the ashes of every defeat you have endured and transformed into strength. Every setback is a step closer to that inevitable moment when your presence alone will reduce your opposition to dust. And when that moment comes, do not hesitate. Do not falter. Hold your gaze steady, unflinching, unyielding. Let the fire in your eyes speak the language of destiny. Let the strength in your posture declare that you are no longer a player in their game, but the one who rewrites the rules. Let your silence echo louder than any shout. This is the moment when you become legend, when kingdoms fall before you and no resurrection is possible because your truth is absolute, your power undeniable. Embrace this destiny. Walk forward with the certainty that your presence alone shapes the world around you. Your eyes are not just windows, but weapons. Your spirit is not just a light, but a force. Your will is not just desire, but decree. Rise, therefore, as the unshakable sovereign of your own fate, the master of every room, the breaker of every false crown. Because in the end, it is not the loudest voice or the sharpest blade that conquers. It is the unbreakable gaze, the unyielding spirit, the undeniable presence that turns kingdoms to ash with just one look. Know this, the world you seek to conquer is not forged from iron or stone, but from the fragile, fleeting threads of belief and perception. Kingdoms, empires, and thrones exist first, in the minds of those who build them and those who serve them. To break a kingdom without lifting a sword is to shatter the very idea that it can stand. Your eye contact is not a mere glance. It is a declaration, a silent verdict delivered with unshakable certainty. When you lock eyes with an opponent, you don't merely see them, you strip away their defenses, unravel their confidence, and expose the fragile heart beneath the armor. The power of one look lies in the mastery of self-control. It is the calm in the eye of the storm, the stillness that unsettles the raging chaos around it. You must practice restraint, for the gaze that conquers is not wild or erratic, but steady and piercing. It must hold weight and purpose, carry intention and truth. When you wield your eyes like this, you become an unstoppable force, a presence so commanding that resistance becomes futile. There, is a sacred responsibility in this power. To wield such influence means you must be unshakable, unyielding, and untouchable in your integrity. You cannot afford to be distracted by petty grievances, by fear of judgment, or by the fleeting opinions of others. You must build your fortress within, a fortress of clarity, of purpose, of relentless focus. Every day you must fortify your spirit, sharpen your mind, and align your body with the strength you hold within. Remember, your gaze is not just a weapon against others, but a tool for transformation within yourself. When you look inward with the same intensity, you break down the walls of doubt and fear that imprison your true potential. You annihilate the lies that tell you you are not enough. You burn away every excuse and every hesitation until only raw, unfiltered power remains. This internal kingdom must be your first conquest, your foundation, because without mastering yourself, you cannot master the world outside. You will encounter challenges who try to meet your gaze with mockery, with anger, with desperation. They will attempt to distract you, to provoke you, to throw you off balance. Stand firm, do not look away. Your steady gaze will become their undoing. They will crack under the pressure of your silence. Their defenses will crumble because your presence will reveal a truth they cannot deny, that their power is borrowed, fragile, and ultimately fleeting. With every confrontation, you will grow stronger. The fire behind your eyes will grow brighter, more intense, until it consumes every shadow of doubt. You will become the embodiment of inevitable triumph, a force that no kingdom can withstand. Your look will become a legend whispered in fear and awe, a silent storm that flattens all resistance before it. So rise now. Harness the power within. Train your eyes to hold the world's weight without blinking. Strengthen your posture until every movement speaks of command. Cultivate patience until your silence becomes a symphony of dread for those who oppose you. And above all, ignite the fire in your soul until your spirit blazes with the promise of unstoppable dominance. For when that moment arrives, the moment you hold your enemy's gaze and with one look reduce their kingdom to ash, there will be no resurrection, only the undeniable truth of your power, standing tall and unchallenged amid the ruins. And they will ask in hushed tones, trembling with disbelief and respect, "How did you break them with just eye contact?" Because you will be the living proof that true power needs no weapon, no shout, no spectacle. True power lives in the gaze of the unbreakable, the spirit that refuses to bow, and the soul that commands kingdoms to crumble with a single look. This is your birthright. This is your destiny. This is the legacy you will carve into the very fabric of the world. Feel the weight of that truth settle deep within you, heavier than any crown, yet lighter than the breath of freedom. To command such power through nothing but a single look is the ultimate mastery. It is the essence of sovereignty distilled into its purest form. You don't just see their kingdom, you become the force that dismantles it from the inside out. Their walls, built on deception and fear, tremble because your eyes pierce through the fog of pretense, unraveling every thread of their fragile facade. Understand this: the power you seek is not born of hatred or cruelty. It is born of clarity, born of a refusal to accept the limitations imposed upon you by the world or by your own doubts. When your gaze meets theirs, it speaks the language of undeniable truth, a truth so raw, so unfiltered, that it renders all falsehood obsolete. Your look becomes the reckoning, the silent execution of every lie they have told themselves and others. You must cultivate this gaze through discipline, through relentless practice. Begin by facing yourself in the quiet moments staring deep into your own eyes and confronting what you see without flinching. Peel back every layer of fear, every shard of insecurity, until you stand face to face with your true self. Unapologetic, fierce, and unbreakable. Only then can your look carry the weight necessary to topple kingdoms. Every day, train your presence. Let your posture be a shield and a banner, a statement of unwavering confidence. Walk as though every step shakes the earth, even when the world seems still. Let your breathing be steady and controlled, grounding you in the storm and giving power to your stillness. The world is quick to notice those who do not waver, who do not crumble under pressure. Be that person. Be the force that makes others hesitate, the storm they fear to face. But the greatest weapon you wield is patience. Do not rush the moment. Let your gaze linger just long enough to unsettle, to make them question their own strength. Silence speaks louder than thunder when wielded with precision. Allow your enemies to feel the weight of your is a sacred responsibility in this power. To wield such influence means you must be unshakable, unyielding, and untouchable in your integrity. You cannot afford to be distracted by petty grievances, by fear of judgment, or by the fleeting opinions of others. You must build your fortress within, a fortress of clarity, of purpose, of relentless focus. Every day you must fortify your spirit, sharpen your mind, and align your body with the strength you hold within. Remember, your gaze is not just a weapon against others, but a tool for transformation within yourself. When you look inward with the same intensity, you break down the walls of doubt and fear that imprison your true potential. You annihilate the lies that tell you you are not enough. You burn away every excuse and every hesitation until only raw, unfiltered power remains. This internal kingdom must be your first conquest, your foundation, because without mastering yourself, you cannot master the world outside. You will encounter challenges who try to meet your gaze with mockery, with anger, with desperation. They will attempt to distract you, to provoke you, to throw you off balance. Stand firm, do not look away. Your steady gaze will become their undoing. They will crack under the pressure of your silence. Their defenses will crumble because your presence will reveal a truth they cannot deny, that their power is borrowed, fragile, and ultimately fleeting. With every confrontation, you will grow stronger. The fire behind your eyes will grow brighter, more intense, until it consumes every shadow of doubt. You will become the embodiment of inevitable triumph, a force that no kingdom can withstand. Your look will become a legend whispered in fear and awe, a silent storm that flattens all resistance before it. So rise now. Harness the power within. Train your eyes to hold the world's weight without blinking. Strengthen your posture until every movement speaks of command. Cultivate patience until your silence becomes a symphony of dread for those who oppose you. And above all, ignite the fire in your soul until your spirit blazes with the promise of unstoppable dominance. For when that moment arrives, the moment you hold your enemy's gaze and with one look reduce their kingdom to ash, there will be no resurrection, only the undeniable truth of your power, standing tall and unchallenged amid the ruins. And they will ask in hushed tones, trembling with disbelief and respect, how did you break them with just eye contact? Because you will be the living proof that true power needs no weapon, no shout, no spectacle. True power lives in the gaze of the unbreakable, the spirit that refuses to bow, and the soul that commands kingdoms to crumble with a single look. This is your birthright. This is your destiny. This is the legacy you will carve into the very fabric of the world. Feel the weight of that truth settle deep within you, heavier than any crown, yet lighter than the breath of freedom. To command such power through nothing but a single look is the ultimate mastery. It is the essence of sovereignty distilled into its purest form. You don't just see their kingdom, you become the force that dismantles it from the inside out. Their walls, built on deception and fear, tremble because your eyes pierce through the fog of pretense, unraveling every thread of their fragile facade. Understand this: the power you seek is not born of hatred or cruelty. It is born of clarity, born of a refusal to accept the limitations imposed upon you by the world or by your own doubts. When your gaze meets theirs, it speaks the language of undeniable truth, a truth so raw, so unfiltered, that it renders all falsehood obsolete. Your look becomes the reckoning, the silent execution of every lie they have told themselves and others. You must cultivate this gaze through discipline, through relentless practice. Begin by facing yourself in the quiet moments, staring deep into your own eyes, and confronting what you see without flinching. Peel back every layer of fear, every shard of insecurity, until you stand face to face with your true self. Unapologetic, fierce, and unbreakable. Only then can your look carry the weight necessary to topple kingdoms. Every day, train your presence. Let your posture be a shield and a banner, a statement of unwavering confidence. Walk as though every step shakes the earth, even when the world seems still. Let your breathing be steady and controlled, grounding you in the storm and giving power to your stillness. The world is quick to notice those who do not waver, who do not crumble under pressure. Be that person. Be the force that makes others hesitate, the storm they fear to face. But the greatest weapon you wield is patience. Do not rush the moment. Let your gaze linger just long enough to unsettle, to make them question their own strength. Silence speaks louder than thunder when wielded with precision. Allow your enemies to feel the weight of your presence before you even make a move. When you finally do, your action will be inevitable, unavoidable, like the final breath before the collapse. And when their kingdom falls, know this: there will be no chance for resurrection, no spark to reignite the fire you have extinguished. Because your power is absolute, your gaze irreversible. You do not merely defeat, you erase the very foundation of their reign. Your look is the ending, and the silence that follows is the world's acknowledgement of your unassailable supremacy. Carry this truth with you always, in every challenge, in every confrontation. Remember that your greatest strength is not your voice or your weapons, but the unyielding fire in your eyes. It is the silent force that breaks spirits and shatters empires. It is the look that commands, conquers, and destroys, without a single word spoken. Now rise and own this power. Walk through the world as the sovereign of your own destiny, knowing that with one look, you hold the power to turn kingdoms to ash and to rule from the ruins with the quiet, undeniable strength of your gaze. Ah, the voice that once silenced you, the voice that wrapped around your soul like chains, suffocating every inch of your being. You can still hear it, can't you? The words, the lies, the harsh tones, echoing through the walls of your mind, clawing at you relentlessly, leaving marks that no one could see but you. The voice told you who you were, what you were worth, how little you mattered, how much you deserved to suffer. It told you that your emotions were a weakness, that your pain wasn't real, that the love you craved was a fantasy. And for a while you believed it. You, who once trembled at the sound of that voice have learned something brutal, something powerful. The silence that followed your refusal to answer, your withdrawal from the chaos, that silence shattered the grip that voice once had on you. In that silence, a power was born, a quiet strength, a force so immense that it started to drown out the screams, the accusations, the manipulations. And in that silence, the chains began to break. It wasn't immediate. It wasn't an instant victory. You had to live through it. You had to endure the loneliness, the confusion, the fear of losing everything that defined your world. You had to look in the mirror and see a stranger staring back at you. You were lost, unsure of who you had become, unsure of what was real anymore. You questioned whether the silence was just another form of weakness. You thought that without their voice, without their words, without their constant presence, you would cease to exist. It was terrifying, wasn't it? To stand in the face of that vast emptiness and realize that you were all that remained. But you did not disappear. You endured. You learned that silence, that absence, was not the void you had once feared. It was freedom. It was the space where your soul could breathe, where your heart could reclaim its beat. You started to hear your own voice, the one buried beneath years of abuse, the one that had been drowned out by lies and manipulation. It was a soft whisper at first, a hesitant murmur in the face of all the noise, but it grew louder, stronger. It became your lifeline. With every moment you spent away from that toxic presence, you reclaimed parts of yourself that you thought were lost forever. You remembered what it was like to feel joy, to feel safe, to feel the warmth of your own heart without the crushing weight of someone else's pain projected onto you. You remembered what it felt like to live without the constant anxiety, without the doubt that your worth was always on trial. You were not a reflection of their cruelty. You were a person in your own right. And that realization, that knowledge, began to dissolve the power they once held over you. The grip of emotional abuse is subtle, insidious. It doesn't wear the face of bruises or broken bones. It wears the face of kindness, of affection, of control, wrapped in a false cloak of care. It wears the face of someone who says they love you while they break you down piece by piece. It makes you doubt your every decision, your every emotion, until you no longer trust your own instincts. It makes you believe that your pain is your fault, that you deserve to suffer. It isolates you from your own truth, and eventually, from the world. And yet, in the very act of your silence, you have already begun to break free. You didn't need to shout. You didn't need to fight. You didn't need to engage in a battle of words that would only leave you exhausted and defeated. You simply needed to stop. You needed to let the world collapse around you, to step out of the war zone and into the quiet. It was in this silence that the strength to heal began to emerge. The first step was realizing that you no longer had to answer to the cruel demands of their voice. The second step was embracing the uncertainty, the fear, the loneliness. For in that void, you could finally hear yourself. The silence was your rebellion. It was a refusal to play their game. It was you standing at the edge of your own suffering, refusing to let it define you any longer. Every moment of silence became a victory. Every pause, a declaration of your worth. You didn't need to explain your pain to them anymore. You didn't need to justify your feelings or defend your decisions. You simply needed to exist without their approval, without their condemnation. You had been broken, but you were not beyond repair. In fact, with every piece of yourself you reclaimed, you were becoming something stronger than you had ever been before. The truth is, you were never weak. You were never the helpless victim they wanted you to believe you were. The emotional abuse was their weapon, but your silence was your shield. You did not need to fight fire with fire. You did not need to engage in the endless cycle of argument and manipulation. You simply needed to stop engaging. You needed to step away, to create space between you and the toxic environment they had created. And when you did, you realized that you had already won. You won because you chose yourself. You won because you stopped letting them define you. You won because you saw through the lies, through the gaslighting, through the smokescreen of their love that was never love at all. You saw it for what it truly was, a manipulation, a control tactic designed to make you believe you are nothing without them. But you are not nothing. You are everything. You are the sum of your experiences, the strength forged in the fire of your survival. And now, no one can take that away from you. The grip of emotional abuse is not easy to escape. It leaves scars, invisible to the naked eye, but etched deep into your psyche. It makes you question everything, even your own reality. But when you find the strength to be silent, to walk away, to stop letting their words shape your world, you start to take back control. The silence breaks the cycle. The silence is not a surrender. It is a reclaiming of your power. It doesn't happen all at once. The echoes of their voice may still haunt you, still try to pull you back into the dark. But every time you silence it, every time you choose to stand in your truth, you weaken their grip a little more. You start to remember that you are not broken. You are healing. You are not defeated. You are rising. And with every day, you become more and more the person you were always meant to be. The person who will never again let anyone take your voice, your worth, or your peace. In the end, the silence was not your weakness. It was your power. The silence broke the chains. The silence broke the grip of emotional abuse. And in that silence, you found the strength to finally live. You found the courage to rebuild your life, to fill the empty spaces with your own truth, with your own power, with your own love. The grip may have been strong, but it was never stronger than your will to break free. And now, as you stand in the quiet, you realize that the only voice that matters is your own. The only words you need are the ones that affirm your worth, your strength, your ability to rise above the darkness. The silence did not defeat you, it liberated you. And in that liberation, you have become unstoppable. The silence you embraced, that silence that once seemed so alien, now pulsates within you, an unshakable force. It is not empty, nor is it weak. It is full of everything you have overcome, full of the wisdom you have gained from every tear, every sleepless night, every battle you fought within yourself. It is full of resilience, of knowing that no matter how many times you were broken, you have come back stronger, more whole than ever before. You have learned to trust yourself again, to listen to your own heart instead of the poison that was once poured into it by those who sought to control you. You may still hear echoes from time to time, the haunting, taunting remnants of their voice, urging you to doubt yourself, to question your worth, but it no longer has the same power over you. You see it for what it is, the last desperate gasps of a force that is now irrelevant in your life. You have walked away from that toxicity, from that mental prison that once held you captive, and now, with every step you take into the future, you are free. You've broken the cycle. You've removed yourself from the web of manipulation, and in doing so, you have unlocked a door that was once sealed shut by fear. The truth is, you didn't just escape emotional abuse. No, you did something far more profound. You learned to rise from it. Rising from abuse, from manipulation, from the weight of someone else's control, is not about the absence of pain. It's not about pretending that you weren't hurt, that the scars don't exist. It's about reclaiming your narrative, your right to own your story and shape it on your terms. It's about realizing that no matter how much they try to strip you of yourself, you are still whole, you are still strong, and you are still here, standing tall, unapologetic, and ready to take on whatever the world throws your way. In the aftermath of emotional abuse, the healing process is not linear. There's no clear path to freedom, no perfect timeline. Some days, the weight of the past will try to pull you back into its grip, dragging you down with it. You might doubt yourself, feel the shadows of their influence creeping in once more. But the difference now is that you know better. You know that those dark thoughts, those feelings of inadequacy, are not the truth. They are not your truth. They are the remnants of the lies you were once fed, the lies that kept you small, kept you in a box, kept you from seeing the vastness of your own potential. You are learning slowly but surely that your emotions, your voice, your desires are not something to be feared, not something to be suppressed. They are what make you whole. And in the silence you cultivated, you started to understand that your emotions are valid. Your pain is real. Your joy, your anger, your sadness, your happiness, they're all part of you, and none of them should be denied. The process of healing from emotional abuse is, in many ways, a process of rediscovery. It's about finding yourself again. It's about peeling back the layers of guilt, shame, and self-doubt that were forced onto you, and letting them fall away like old skin. It's about rediscovering who you are, beneath all of the hurt, beneath all of the lies that were once woven into your identity. You begin to realize that you are not defined by the abuse. You are not defined by the words they used to break you. You are not defined by the pain they caused you. You are defined by your strength, by your resilience, by your ability to rise from the ashes and rebuild yourself. In those early moments of silence, when you first began to withdraw from the toxic presence that once dominated your life, it may have felt like you were losing something. It may have felt like the end of everything you knew, but in reality, it was the beginning of something far greater. It was the beginning of your freedom. You didn't realize it at the time, but by choosing silence, by choosing not to engage in the chaos anymore, you were choosing peace. You were choosing your own well-being, your own mental health, your own future. The silence, though it may have been difficult, was not weakness. It was strength in its purest form. It was strength because it was your choice, your decision to step away from the noise. It was strength because it meant you were no longer willing to participate in a relationship that fed off your pain, that used your vulnerability as a weapon. It was strength because by remaining silent, you were saying no. You were saying no to manipulation, no to control, no to the lies. And with every no you uttered, whether in words or in action, you were taking back a little piece of yourself. Now, with time and distance, you can see it clearly. You can see the manipulation for what it was. You can see the control for what it was. You can see the emotional abuse for what it was. You can see how, little by little, it wore you down, chipped away at your sense of self, at your confidence, at your belief that you were worthy of anything other than pain. But you also see how you broke free from it. You see how you reclaimed your life, your worth, and your future. This journey you are on is not easy, but it is necessary. It is necessary because you are deserving of a life free from emotional abuse, free from the shadows of someone else's cruelty. You're deserving of peace, of love, of happiness, not as a privilege, not as something you have to earn, but as something that is inherently yours. You are deserving of a future where you can live authentically, where you can speak your truth without fear of judgment, without fear of reprisal. You are deserving of a life where your worth is never questioned, where your voice is never silenced. You are worthy. The people who sought to break you, to tear you down, to make you feel insignificant, They don't have power over you anymore. You broke free from their grip, not because they gave you permission, but because you found the courage to take it back. You found the strength to stand up for yourself when it felt impossible, when the weight of the world was bearing down on you, and you did it. You are standing here today because you made that choice. You chose yourself. You chose to walk away from the destruction they brought into your life, and you chose to walk towards something better, something brighter, something that will honor the true essence of who you are. There will be times when the scars of the past try to resurface, when the pain feels too raw, when the doubt creeps in again, telling you that maybe you weren't strong enough, maybe you couldn't handle it. But you know the truth now. You know that you are stronger than you ever realized. You know that you have survived things that would have broken others. And yet, here you are. You are standing, and you are stronger than you have ever been. Your silence, your decision to step away from the emotional abuse was not just an act of survival. It was an act of transformation. You took something dark, something destructive, and you used it as fuel to ignite your own personal revolution. You are no longer the person you were before. You are someone who has learned to trust themselves again. You are someone who has learned to listen to their own heart, to honor their own feelings, to stand in their truth no matter what. And now, you are unstoppable. You are unstoppable because you no longer fear the darkness. You are unstoppable because you have learned to embrace your scars as a testament to your strength. You are unstoppable because you know that no matter how many times you fall, you will always rise again. You are unstoppable because your voice has become louder than the lies, louder than the manipulation, louder than the abuse. You have found your power, and now nothing and no one can take that from you. You have claimed your own voice, your own power, your own freedom, and it is untouchable. It is the foundation upon which you now stand, firm and unwavering, as the world continues to unfold around you. You have walked through fire and emerged unscathed, your spirit stronger, your heart more resolute. The people who tried to manipulate you, control you, break you, they are mere shadows now, fading into the background as you step into the light of your own truth. They cannot reach you anymore, not because you have run from them, but because you have learned the most powerful lesson of all. You are the one who decides what enters your life and what does not. You are no longer at the mercy of someone else's words. You no longer need their approval, their validation, or their permission to exist, to thrive, to be who you are. The walls they built around you, the ones that kept you confined in a prison of doubt and insecurity, have crumbled beneath the weight of your resilience. You are free now, and with that freedom comes the responsibility to protect yourself, to nurture yourself, to never again allow anyone to diminish your light. You see, emotional abuse thrives in the spaces between the silence, in the gaps where you are unsure of yourself, where you doubt your worth. It seeks to fill those spaces with lies, with confusion, with constant manipulation to make you feel small, invisible, and weak. But now you know better. Now you understand that those silences, those moments of self-doubt, are not your weakness. They are simply moments in the process of rediscovery. Those gaps are where your true self was waiting, patiently, silently, for you to return. You didn't break. You didn't disappear. You were always there, even when you couldn't see it yourself. You were always there, waiting to rise, waiting to remember who you are. And now, you stand here, whole, unshaken, undeniable. There is nothing anyone can say or do to make you question your worth again. You have gone through the darkest of storms and come out on the other side, stronger, smarter, and more in control of your life than ever before. The voices that tried to tear you down, The lies that tried to define you, the fear that once gripped you like a vice, they are nothing now. They are powerless against the force you have become. The silence you once feared, the silence that was forced upon you as a tool of control, has transformed into your weapon of strength. In your quiet, in your stillness, you have found your power. The world will try to drag you back into the noise, the chaos, the expectations. But you know that peace is where your power lies. You know that your silence is not an absence. It is not an emptiness. It is a space of reflection, of self-love, of growth. It is a space where the world cannot touch you, where you can hear your own voice, the voice that belongs to you and only you. The most profound part of your journey is that you are no longer afraid of your own strength. In the past, you might have seen your power as a threat, something that would break the fragile balance that you tried so hard to maintain. But now you understand that your strength is not a weapon to be feared. It is a gift to be embraced. You have learned that true strength is not about dominance over others. It is about having the courage to stand in your own truth, to honor your own feelings, and to reject anything that seeks to undermine your worth. The chains of emotional abuse are invisible, yet they are one of the most powerful forces someone can impose on another person. They tie you to a version of yourself that isn't real. They make you question everything you feel, everything you believe, everything you know to be true. They feed on your vulnerability, your compassion, your desire for love and validation. But now, you see through it. You see the manipulation for what it was. You see the false promises, the empty words, the tactics that were designed to break you down and build you into something you were never meant to be. And you know that it wasn't your fault. You know that you were not weak. You were not foolish. You were simply caught in the grip of someone else's lies. But you are free now. You have freed yourself. And in doing so, you have proven that no one has the power to hold you captive unless you allow it. And you won't allow it. You won't let anyone silence your voice, drown your light, or break your spirit. You have reclaimed your life, and in that reclaiming, you have become unstoppable. The healing process is not instantaneous. It does not happen in one single moment or in a single breath. Healing is a journey, and it will continue for as long as you walk this earth. But each day you take another step forward, you become more and more unshakable. Each day, you reclaim another part of yourself that was lost, and in doing so, you remember how strong you truly are. There will be moments when the past tries to creep back in, when you feel the weight of everything you have endured. But in those moments, you must remind yourself of the truth. You are not that person anymore. You are not defined by your pain, your past, or your scars. You are defined by your courage, your resilience, your ability to rise again. You are worthy of love, of kindness, of respect. You are worthy of joy and peace, of everything that brings light into your life. You are deserving of everything good that the world has to offer, not because you have earned it, but because you are human, and that alone makes you deserving. You have endured the worst, and you have come out on the other side stronger, more resilient, and more compassionate than you ever thought possible. You have learned that love does not come with strings attached. It does not come with manipulation, control, or fear. Real love is liberating. It is not about possession or dominance. It is about equality, respect, and mutual care. You no longer need to seek love in places where it does not exist. You no longer need to beg for affection from those who do not value you. You have learned to love yourself, to care for yourself, to put yourself first, and that is the most important lesson of all. You are learning to trust again, but this time, you are not trusting blindly. You are trusting with wisdom, with boundaries, with the knowledge that your worth is non-negotiable. You are trusting yourself, your instincts, and your ability to recognize when something is right and when it is wrong. You are trusting that the universe has your back and that you will never again settle for less than you deserve. The power of your silence is that it was the turning point. It was the moment you stopped engaging with the chaos, with the cruelty, with the lies. It was the moment you took control of your own destiny. And now you can see the results of that silence. You can see the life you are building for yourself, a life that is free from the toxic shadows that once loomed over you. You are creating something beautiful, something entirely your own, and nothing can take that away from you. Every step you take now is a testament to your strength. Every decision you make, every choice you stand by, every boundary you set, it all speaks to the power you have gained. The more you stand in your truth, the more you embrace your own worth, the more you will see how unstoppable you truly are. You are a force, unshakable, undeniable, and free, and nothing and no one can take that from you. In the end, you have become a living testament to the power of silence, strength, and self-worth. The grip of emotional abuse has been shattered, not by fighting back with anger, but by reclaiming your peace, your voice, and your power. You are no longer defined by your past, by the lies or the pain you endured. You are defined by your resilience, your courage, and the unshakable truth that nothing and no one can take your power from you. You are unstoppable, and your future is yours to shape, free from the shadows that once sought to control you. Keep moving forward with the certainty that you are worthy, whole, and limitless.